Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, great, thank you. Are you excited to be at FrightFest?
I'm ecstatic, honestly. The atmosphere here. I mean, as soon as I got here and saw everybody who worked on the film and everybody who just showed up because they wanted to see the film, whether it was interested in the just the title or the poster, I don't know, but it's just so validating after so long of working on this little project.
Yeah, so how did this all come about? How did you start this film?
We've basically been working on it for the last 3 years. I started the production company in October of 2021. Had a film idea during COVID, just seeing my hometown where I grew up being essentially a ghost town. Started coming up with ideas about how that might have happened in a different world, and the film sort of came from there. But it was tough going. We didn't have any money. Shot about a third of the film and then used that to fundraise for the next block, and then did again, fundraised again, and finally 3 weeks of filming across 1 year with little to no money. So
when it came to like casting, how did you find the perfect cast for this?
Well, I wrote some of the characters with cast in mind. I've done a bit of acting myself. I do a little bit in the film, not too much because I wanted to focus on my role as director and writer and producer. So I knew Bethany from Amateur Dramatics from when we were kids, and then Emma and Ellen, who play Erin and Mia respectively. I've worked with them as actors together. Katrin, as Rhiannon, the lead, is a bit serendipitous actually. My friend who had just graduated from drama school asked if we were going to meet up for lunch anyway, why don't we go and have lunch where his friend was working after graduating, and that's when I met Katrin, and it just fell into place. That was Rhiannon walking in and serving us.
So what would you say when it comes to horror, why do you think it's so popular, and why do you think people love it so much?
I think horror is great because, bad horror is great, good horror is great. Horror that has a budget is amazing. Horror that doesn't have a budget and you can see how red the blood is. There's honestly a love and a genuine affection for all things macabre, no matter what level you're at. I also think, if we sit down to watch a drama or a comedy, the next question is who's in it. If Matt Damon or Cate Blanchett isn't in it, we're not interested. But with horror, it kind of doesn't matter. You're not watching it for who's in it, and that frees a lot of low-budget filmmakers and artists and musicians and actors up to really thrive straight away without that weight or that excuse of not having the budget that a drama or a comedy might need. I just love horror so much.
So you said you were really heavily involved in this. So what would you say ranking it? Obviously, you wrote it, directed it, produced it, and also acted in it. So from start to finish, what would you say is the easiest and the hardest part of all of those 4 items I just said?
Well, only because I feel like it's the job I'm the best at. I would say that the easiest job is writing, but only because you have as long as you need to get it right, especially when you're doing indie stuff. No one's waiting on you. You have to get it right before anybody's going to be interested in reading it anyway. The rest of it has people around you, money in your pocket that you have to spend really appropriately, time. So the rest of it, there are more external factors, but I love writing so much because of the freedom.
And 2 more quick questions. When it comes to, if you could sum this film up in 3 words, how would you sum this film up?
In 3 words, I would say twisty, full of twists, twisted, full of gore, and nothing like the movie Twister, the twist, because we didn't have the budget.
Also, I heard that wasn't that great.
I haven't actually seen it, so yeah, but all I know is they had a lot more money than we did, so that's there.
And then lastly, what can we expect for you in the future?
I am always writing, always working and developing ideas when no one's paying me to do so. So maybe I'm looking at doing some Welsh folk horror stuff and some more stuff a little bit more in this vein where it just so happens to be set in Wales and authentic to Wales without it being necessarily tied to Wales thematically. So yeah.
Amazing. It was so lovely meeting you. I know you've got to do other interviews, but thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.